Hi, I'm John Rose, the developer of FlexMonkey Reloaded. One of the common problems people have had with FlexMonkey and many of the other automation-based tools is not being able to interact with native dialogues. For example, native file dialogues. When I click open here, it actually opened a Mac FileBrowse, and there's no way we can interact with that. But I do now have a cool workaround for you so that you can still work with those types of flows and create tests for them. So let me show you it. Pop open this code. So as you see, there's the application. When you click open, this is the open handler, and he sets up a file and tells it, excuse me, Mr. Bullet, and then does a browse for open so that the user gets prompted. Well, in our test that we know that won't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to hard code the file that we want to load. So we would have to know where that file's at, and we're going to make a public function that takes no arguments. And we're going to open up a file. We're going to set the select handler to go back to our open file handler, which is the same handler that's used by our open click handler when the user goes to browse. And then we're going to dispatch the select event on that guy once all that's set up. So what that's going to do is essentially tell Flex to go open a file without the user having to do anything. So let's hop over here and let me show you what I already have here, which is a function command, which is part of FlexMonkey Reloaded. And you give it the function name, and it goes and calls it. So what we'll see when we run it is it opening up the file, and then we did a simple validation to see that we got back the text that we have in the file. So we'll go ahead and play this guy, and everything succeeded, and we now have hello world there. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how you can use function calls to work around some of the native window limitations you'll run into with FlexMonkey. You can find this sample on my blog at gorillajohn.com. Thank you.